I have an announcement. I've started podcasting too because why not? I have started the Oopsie Poet, my podcast. That's me, and I have my first one up on Spotify. I'll be sharing more of my poetry and my writings and some of the stories behind the writings, because there's always something that triggers that thought that makes you write a poem or a bit of prose. So I hope you check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's going to be pretty much who I am here and how my oopsies lead me to poetry writing and catching what the muse is saying to me. I have no idea how it works. It's just a bit of magic, you know? A bit of oopsie magic helps me create my poetry and my prose. We're right about in the middle of September, right around that middle place, you know, maybe a little ahead of the middle spot. And they're talking on the news about the winter here already. And Farmer's Almanac sent me their latest book. Now, you know what I discovered in this little book and what the news people are saying? They're saying flannel advisory. A flannel advisory. I've been living in the deep south for years. Idaho really wasn't all that cold. And I'm wondering, what's a flannel advisory? Well, here it is. They are predicting a brutal winter that comes early. Oh, mercy. This will be our first winter here in Bemidji. Well, they're pretty famous here for having a brutal winter without any kind of advisory. Like that's normal. So I guess it's going to be extra brutal. But I'm home and I have this cozy house and I have lots of reading I need to catch up on, and I can make YouTube videos inside my home and I can podcast inside my home. So I am preparing to do that for several months during the winter. And when I take you on a tour of our basement, you'll see my pantry, because I'm planning to just nest inside my house and try not to go out into that brutal weather too often. So I'm doing a little food hoarding, but not like hoarding and not using. I'm planning ahead my menus and our meals so that we're not gonna starve, but I'm home and I've wanted to come home for a long time. Several years ago, I wrote a poem. It's called Communion. I'll record this poem on Spotify along with some other poems that are reflective of my memories and of joy and happiness and my sense of home to this area. Poems that help me, I'm sure, when it's very cold out this coming winter, to remember why I'm here. And poor Jiffy Jeff, my Alabama-born husband, I'm hoping he's going to be able to cope okay. He's kind of a homebody, and he likes to read as much as I do, and we love watching movies together, so maybe we'll have some good old couple time, so it'll work out. I think this is my first poem that I wrote. It sure is. This is the poem that I wrote that started me down the whole path of writing poems. I was still working at the Dallas Museum of Art as a storyteller, and they were doing a special event that was poetry driven, and they came to me knowing I did stories, but to also compose a poem. It was scary. I hadn't been writing poems, but man, I sat down and this poem just flowed out of me. It took some editing and stuff, but to this day, I'm very satisfied with it. I'm going to read it off this piece of paper. This is a picture of me in my grandma's yard with my cousin Mari. This is the location where the memory takes place. The shotgun blast of the screen door slapping shut announces to the bright, sunny world the arrival of me. My 8-year-old legs leap off the top step in a single bound. I soar through the air, down, down, down. My landing is muffled in the pillowy green grass surrounding Grandma's farmhouse. overcome by the delicious ecstasy of warm, crystal clear, sunlit air, I twirl, leap, and dance upon my bare toes. Like the Bolshoi ballerina, I imagine myself to be in that very moment. With one final spinning leap, I land, fall, and roll 1, 2, 3 times, finally stilling spread-eagled on my back, cradled by the grass whose silken blades tickle my bare legs. They're welcome, gentle. Beneath the calming midday sun, I rest beside Grandma's flower garden, where my eyes are treated to a brilliant polychromatic rainbow of lusty blooms swaying in the breeze. There I bask in the in-betweenness of soothing, cool earth embracing me from behind, and warm, flower-scented air caressing me from above. My right hand reaches blindly into the grass. Plucking free a few blades, I bring them to my mouth and chew. The grass is a savory blend of sweet and bitter. It tastes green, and green tastes like life. In the safety of Grandma's yard, I dare to close my eyes against the brightness of the sun, so brazenly exposed in the naked blue sky. I inhale, I exhale. My breath slows and deepens. I feel my heart begin to beat in the rhythm of the pulse of the earth. My hearing intensifies, magnifying the cacophony of living beings vigorously celebrating their day with me. Bees humming, crickets chirping, grasshoppers fiddling, birds singing, trees waving their arms and rustling their leaves. Their symphony flows deep into the very center of my being. I am in complete harmony with the universe. Here in northern Minnesota, summers are far too brief. Days such as these must be appreciated with purposeful intensity. The sensation of the sun's warmth upon my skin, the vivid sight, the heavenly scent of flowers blooming, the sacred songs and sounds of life living, the sensual feel and taste of luscious green grass. All must be absorbed into my body and soul's memory as I lay in communion with the light of the sun, so that I may be sustained through the long cold winter that will surely arrive all too soon, like the shotgun blast of a screen door slapping shut. I've known since the day we arrived here in the heart of summer that I should enjoy being outdoors as much as possible. Get out in nature, savor every moment of the warmth, even those hot, sultry nights. Because I know here, though I've been away for years and years, that winter's gonna arrive like a shotgun blast of a screen door, slapping shut. And according to Farmer's Almanac, it's gonna be extra early. Thank you, Farmer's Almanac. The thing of it is that if you look at their record, they're generally pretty spot on. So I'm gonna prepare. I'm going to store the food, winterize the house, get those things you need in the car, like, an ice scraper, a bag of sand, those things that you need in case you get stuck in the snow. Jiffy Jeff and I both gotta be prepared. And we have to have that radiator man come in here and show us how to use the radiator because they're everywhere in our house. But they're gonna warm us up with that moist air. Radiator heat is really good, much less drying to the skin. I'm glad that you've come to join me here in my home in Bemidji, Minnesota. I know I say Bemidji a lot. I'm gonna stop saying that. You know where I am. Maybe I'm just so happy to be here after wanting to come home for so many, many, many years. I'm happy to be here. Let's see if I want to say that. Check back with me in around January and February and see where I am on that. But, right now, I am thrilled. And I'm thrilled you are here today. Thank you for joining me here in my home. It's been a wonderful visit for me chatting with you. I hope it's been wonderful for you. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Oh, it's so hard to say goodbye. Bye-bye. I mean it now. Really, I do. Bye-bye. Let me get the door. Love all life around you. Be inspired. Be grateful. Birth joy.